So my name is Kerry, Wekelo, and I am passionate about creating and maintaining thriving organizational cultures. And I wanted to start with my story. So let's go back to 2005. I was pregnant with my first child, Audrey, and I was finishing up working in Northern Virginia and was moving to Charlotte, North Carolina, which, as you know, if you're pregnant, that's a lot right there. And I was going to take some time off with my first child. And my brother called. He had just started his consulting company, and he said, why don't you help build out the internal infrastructure of the company? It'll be part-time. You can focus on your daughter. You can work from home. It'll be great. I said, okay, sure. By the end of 2005, we had grown from 5 people to 95 people. It was never part-time. I didn't even take a proper maternity leave. Fast forward to 2008, I had my son Blaine. We moved from Charlotte back to Northern Virginia. And by 2010, our company was thriving financially and operationally, but I was miserable, I was exhausted, and our people weren't happy. We had 33% turnover in our organization. And we're a specialized financial services firm, so I was spending a lot of time recruiting top talent and re-recruiting top talent into the organization. So no wonder I was exhausted, and by 2, little ones as well. So at the time, a friend had given me the book. It was called Leadership and Self-Deception, Getting Out of the Box. And in that book, it talks about how you need to take accountability for every situation that you're in, and that we are so busy being in this box of blaming other people, so taking accountability in every situation was the way forward. So I went to the partners and I said, hey, why don't we're so successful as an organization right now, financially, operationally, but you know what, we're consulting and we're not focusing on our people. So let's shift that focus. Let's use this book as a case study. Let's get on the same team. Let's lead intentionally as an organization. Luckily, they said yes. And over the years, we changed our focus to everything being focused on our people first. From interviewing and surveying our team members to make sure we knew what they wanted, not just what we wanted as a leadership team, practicing effective communication, handling challenges as they came up, prioritizing personal wellness for our people, because that was something that I wasn't doing, and I knew many of our other consultants weren't doing it either. We were leading more intentionally as an organization. Fast forward to 2016, and my brother and his partner, who are very analytical, they're like, nobody left this year. It's like, I didn't even notice. And so they said, what we're doing internally within our organization, why don't we offer it to our clients? Why don't we offer it to new clients? Let's help them shape their organizations and shift their focus to their people. So I happily said yes, and I started pulling together all my materials to create this service offering, and I love to write, so I'd been writing along the way, and I realized I actually had a book, and I actually had principles. I didn't have this huge plan, but it actually was already there. And so that's where Culture Infusion, 9 Principles to Create and Maintain a Thriving Organizational Culture came from. It's really our case study. In 2017, I launched the book and the service offering to our clients and other clients, and able to speak to organizations like this. And I'm thriving personally, our teams are as well. And over the last 4 years, we've been able to maintain less than 4% turnover. We were recognized by Washington Post in 2018 as a top culture, 2019 as a top place to work, and we were just recognized or certified as a great place to work. Now, the beautiful thing about these awards is that they're based on the surveys from our people. And this last one, when I got the award, they had a graphic of the words that people use to describe our organization. And right in the middle was people and culture. And then I had this epiphany. I said, oh my goodness, it's been 10 years that I've been laser focused on our people first and foremost. So that's where we are today. Our team is thriving. It's a place people want to be a part of. And today I wanted to share with you how you can also thrive not only professionally, but personally as this strategy works around in any type of situation that you're in. So the first piece of our success internally and me personally is around effective communication. And since I don't have a lot of time, I'm just going to give you my number one tip on effective communication. And it's something that I like to say in my head before I say anything to anybody. Is it true? Is it kind? And is it necessary? Quick tip. And many times it might be true, but is it really necessary that you speak those words? The other piece is around active listening. We are so busy in this day and age right now, and I call listening an actual gift that we can give people. So the next time that you're having a conversation, somebody comes to you with a problem or a challenge or even an idea, I challenge you to give them 1 to 2 minutes of just letting them talk and you listening. You'll be surprised what happens. Many times we're quick to give our opinion or make assumptions. So that's the first piece. The second piece is a methodology that I love to use in our organization and just in life in general, and that's called my 3P method of pausing to pivot to a positive. And I'm going to share a bit of a story of how I recently implemented that. Now, the one thing that I know is that we're always going to have challenges in life, right? You're going along smoothly, and then bam, you're hit with another challenge. And it's how we move forward in those challenges more effectively and efficiently with grace and a positive light. And that's when people are going to want to follow us, and we can lead more intentionally. And so I'm going to share a story, and this is probably my number one challenge I've had in my career. So let's go back to this summer. Things were going smoothly. I had just gotten back from a 2-week beach vacation. I was feeling pretty good. I was tan. And Monday morning, bam, my finance manager of 13 years called and gave 2 weeks notice. I was literally, I thought, I don't even can't describe my emotional roller coaster. I was waffling from fear of how are we going to do payroll, how are we going to do invoices, like accounting's not my jam. I am a finance manager, but finance and accounting are completely different, okay? And then I was like, I'm sad because I thought she was my friend. She's part of the actualized family. 13 years is a long time. And then I got angry. Why did she only give 2 weeks notice? Like, that's not fair. So what I found with my 3P method of pausing to pivot to a positive is there's a cumulative impact. So I immediately go to practicing what I preach, right? But the problem was I was such an emotional mess. I was struggling to move forward. So I went to my first step of going back to the book. I'm really big about taking accountability. So I said, okay, why did she only give 2 weeks notice? What's my role in that? What was happening is our function was very manual. She had been there for 13 years. She had created a lot of manual processes. She was there probably when we had 10 people getting bigger as an organization, and we just weren't able to sustain. So I had recognized earlier that we needed to automate and streamline the function, but because it was so manual, we were having a really hard time keeping anybody in the role to help support her because she was literally like a mad scientist in what she was doing. It was impressive. She was like a computer of how much she was able to process. But when I decided to streamline and automate her function, she told me, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. And I didn't listen. I said, nope, we're moving forward, and if I go back, do I think that she was the right person to be in the position right now? Probably not. But would she have given me more than 2 weeks notice if I would have been more empathetic? Probably yes. So I took that accountability, and that enabled me to work on my anger. So I wasn't blaming her so much. But I was still super sad and fearful, right? Because she was one of my best friends. And I was very fearful because I didn't have the skills to lead the organization from just this accounting function. So I remembered, I was like, okay, I was still struggling in my pause. I was like, literally, it was stuck. And I had remembered, and this goes back to Cindy's tip, too, on gratitude, but I had just watched Brene Brown's Call to Courage. And she said, she's a big researcher, and she said the number one way that people move forward in challenges, and her challenges she's talking about are a loss of a loved one, losing a house due to a fire, losing a significant job, was gratitude. And that's Cindy's tip. That's my gratitude cube. And I said, okay, well, I can do gratitude. I got that. So I made a list of why I was grateful for my finance manager. She had served us for 13 years. I was specifically writing down, we had a really good reporting package. I had all of our historical data at my fingertips. She used to call and sing me happy birthday every year. I was grateful for that. And I even went a step further, and I sent her a letter with all this gratitude. And I sent her a present of, she loves to shop. I sent her an Amazon gift card. She loves the beach, so I sent her a keychain with a starfish on it. She loves horses, so I sent her a trivet with a horseshoe on it. And that made me feel better. And at least we were able to end things on better terms, but I still had to move forward with the team. And the gratitude felt so good that I said, okay, let's take it a step further, and let's use gratitude with the people that are stepping up to make sure that we're making payroll, making sure that we're getting the invoices out, the new people that I'm hiring into the organization. And we, to this day, have a weekly email that we send out that we share in gratitude. We first say something that we're grateful for ourselves, because sometimes with gratitude, we're so busy telling other people that we're grateful, we forget, like, hey, I'm actually showing up too, right? So we can always be grateful for ourselves. And then somebody on the team, or it could be even externally, maybe you were really happy with something that a friend did for you. And then the last piece that we share is a win. And that was what was really significant in handling this swirl and getting us back on track as an organization, was we were focusing on the small things. Like, I was super happy if I got all the invoices out and nothing went wrong with payroll. I mean, it's just like the little things, but nobody wants to not get paid. I mean, that's just something you can't mess up, right? And I have to say, we are thriving internally as an organization right now. We have the best team I've had. And there's no key person dependencies any longer. We've automated, we've made it more self-service internally for our teams, and we are all having a good time doing what we're doing. And that's because we use this method of kind of moving forward more in a positive light. Now I want to share, this works for me personally, it works for my teams. Our consultants use this method when they're dealing with conflict and challenges with their clients. But I was just wrapping up a coaching relationship this week, and I asked her if I could share, and she said, yes, of course. And this individual, she was so stuck, she couldn't move forward in her career. And now she got the job that she wanted. She's thriving. Her attitude, her mindset is completely different now. And I said, I'm so proud of you. You did the work. And she told me, she said, the biggest thing is your 3P method, because it allows me to focus, and it allows me to shift my mindset super easy. And now I don't spin in the negativity. I move forward. And, as I close, I wanted to challenge you. The next time that you are facing a challenge, or if you're facing a challenge right now, how can you take a moment to pause, figure out what your role in it is, what you're grateful for, and then gracefully move forward. Thank you for listening, and I hope that you have a great day.